Hey, good morning everybody. This is my entry for Dolphin Dale's contest that he's having. Today's the last day, so look at that. You know, Johnny on the spot right there. Actually, Dale, it's kind of a tough one, and I've been thinking about it for a long time, because it deals with songs that have inspired you, maybe through a bad time or, whatever, but something that really kind of gets to you. I really had to think about that a while, but it came to me last night on my air flight home. Actually, I was watching one of your videos in the lounge last night, and I go, I got an idea for this. So on the way home, I thought of it. So here we go. The first one I'm going to talk about, Blind Boys of Alabama. Now this was from 2000. This is called Crime of the Century. You can hear them in the background right now. This group's been making music since 1939. Original member died just this year. The last original member died at age 88. They're from Alabama, Blind Boys of Alabama, and they come from a school for the blind in Alabama. So those are both kind of duds if you can't figure it out. So what inspired me with this album? I got this back in 2000, produced by Peter Gabriel on his label, and I received a phone call from my mother and says, your father's going to pass. You need to come home. Come home as fast as you can. Not what you really want to hear on a phone call, especially not expecting this. So they lived in Omaha. I was living in Minnesota. It was about a 5-hour drive. So I ran home quickly, got things in the car, grabbed a couple CDs to play. This is the one I picked. Yeah, and it has really inspirational songs on here, beautiful songs. I'm not a huge gospel guy, but this, it's folk, it's blues, it's soul, but it's gospel. And, such songs as Jesus Coming Home, Run for a Long Time. This is Give a Man a Home. God bless it. My favorite, though, the one that really does it is Amazing Grace. Everybody does Amazing Grace. It's my father. My father's a minister. And Amazing Grace was his favorite song. And they did this in To the House of the Rising Sun. And that makes it really interesting. We'll hear in just a minute. And as we were sitting around, we're discussing, a couple other ministers had come in, to see my dad. And you can sing Amazing Grace even to The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Try that out. Sing Amazing Grace to the tune of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Okay, so just give a listen here for a second, if you don't mind, if you have time. There's actually lyrics to this, trust me. Beautiful. Gosh darn it. Play, repeat, play, repeat, play, repeat. 5 hours. Drive home. I listened to this. You're kind of in shock when you hear this. You have to come home. But this really helped. Absolutely. It just sounds of faith. God, made me feel so much better. We get there and we had to make a decision, keep my dad on life support or not. We weren't going to keep him on life support. That's not what you want to remember. So we unplugged him, passed away. But this made all the difference in the world to me. Blind Boys of Alabama, phenomenal album. Whole thing's on my phone. To this day, this is one of my favorite things to listen to. So there you go. That's that story. Another inspirational song. So I'm kind of going 3 different inspirations. This one deals with if I need to be calm, if I just need something to make me feel good. Came from this. Passengers, original soundtrack 1. Passengers is basically U2 and Brian Eno. They did this in 1995. 4 of them, songs from actual soundtracks. The rest were kind of made up. But on here they have Miss Sarajevo. Never really made it big in the States, but did pretty good in the UK. That is my favorite U2 song of all time, Miss Sarajevo. So what had happened is there was a filmmaker, Bill Carter's his name, and he got a hold of U2 because he had been in Sarajevo. Sarajevo was under siege. The siege of Sarajevo went from 1992 to 1996. It's the longest siege ever in modern warfare. And it was just, the Serbs and the Bosnians, and the Serbs wanted Sarajevo. The Bosnians were trying to protect it. The Serbs were Christian, the Bosnians were the Muslims. And so this town was under siege, and everything kind of stopped. So this filmmaker was in there, and during the concerts U2 was having, they would do live links to Sarajevo to check in, to tell the world, listen, world, for God's sakes, this is going on, because it was getting ignored. So what happened is U2 funded a documentary, and the documentary was about Sarajevo, and they held a beauty contest, and it's being filmed on here, and a 17-year-old won this beauty contest, but they're going through underground tunnels and all this, and it's kind of like surrealism, Dadaism to a certain extent. As mortar shells are coming in, they're trying to have a life, a real life, as they're under siege, and they have this beauty contest. And so their song, this U2 song, Miss Sarajevo, comes on, and it's one of the most beautiful songs you've ever heard. It gives me chills every time I hear it. Edge's guitar is very subtle and very quiet. Eno brings in his lushness. But in the middle, Pavarotti sings. My God. Luciano Pavarotti's voice is beautiful. He had been begging U2 to do something, and this is what they did together. And for all I know, he could say, hey, you're all going to die tomorrow, because I don't understand Italian. But his voice, it soars like an angel. Most wonderful song. If I need calming, if I just want to have something that makes me just feel at peace and feel the beauty of the world, Miss Sarajevo. You can find it on the Greatest Hits compilation too. To me, greatest U2 song, hands down. I will listen to that thing more than any other U2 song, and I like U2. All right, my final one. So, inspiration, to get pumped up, to get excited about something. Back in college, as we tried to, I was running cross country and track, and you always want to get something to get you going. I'm ready to run. This is in the late 70s and early 80s, and all right, it was Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin. Black Dog was good. Battle Forevermore was good. Rock and roll. Misty Mountain Hop. This thing had rockin' songs. You did not pump up to Stairway to Heaven. That wasn't fast enough. You needed something that's just going to get you jamming. So you'd be in the dorm, cranking this Led Zeppelin up. Led Zeppelin 4 up, going. Yeah, man. Yeah. You'd get down. Now, I didn't have iPods or anything, so you had to keep it in your brain. So you just played it over and over. Shove it in your brain so you get up to that starting line and you're ready to go, because by God, it's been a long time since I rock and rolled, and you feel this adrenaline. And away you go. Now, the problem is, if you get up, you're ready to go, and all of a sudden, something else pops in your eye. Have you ever been mellow? Well, that just sucks. This whole race just got screwed up, because suddenly, you're just not excited anymore. It's like, relax. So, that was my inspiration for my running, and to get me pumped up. Led Zeppelin 4, especially like Black Dog, rock and roll. Great song. So there's my 3. Final bonus question. Dale, what do I like about your channel? I like that you show a lot of CDs. I think that's great. You know, we don't always, I know it's this vinyl community, but I mean, I got thousands and thousands of CDs. I still buy CDs. You're showing them. I like the fact that you show gospel. I don't have a lot of gospel, so I like to listen to it. Obviously, one of my greatest, most favorite CDs of all time is gospel. But sometimes it's something that gets forgotten. So I do appreciate that you do show that, because it helps me look at something that sometimes gets ignored. So keep that going, you know, keep your channel rolling. Congrats to what you're doing, Dolphin Dale. I'm Husker Steve, okay, so head to the game. But I appreciate what you're doing. So there we go. That's my contest entry, Dale. Best of luck. And I made it on time. Take care.